23 years ago. I'm sorry I didn't come back for you sooner. I'm sorry I let the world make me into someone who almost forgot what matters, but I'm here now, if you'll still have me." Willa's tears spilled over, and she nodded, unable to speak. Sterling pulled her into his arms, holding her close, while the ballroom, full of Portland's elite, watched in stunned silence. He didn't care. Let them watch. Let them talk. Let them think whatever they wanted. For the first time in 23 years, Sterling Vance felt like himself. Jonathan cleared his throat awkwardly and walked away. The donor murmured something polite and drifted toward the bar. Slowly, the party resumed its rhythm, though Sterling could feel the whispers and glances following them. Willa pulled back slightly, wiping her eyes. "You didn't have to do that," she said. Sterling shook his head. "Yes, I did. I've spent 23 years building a life I thought would make me matter. But the only time I ever truly mattered was when I was with you. I'm done pretending otherwise." Willa smiled through her tears. "What does this mean, Sterling? Where do we go from here?" Sterling looked around the ballroom, at the wealth and power and influence he'd worked so hard to accumulate. Then he looked back at Willa, at the woman who'd worn a copper ring for 23 years because of a promise made by a 12-year-old boy. "Honestly, I have no idea," he said. "But I'd like to figure it out together." Willa's smile widened. "Together sounds good." They left the gala early, ignoring the surprised looks and whispered questions. Sterling drove them back to the cliffside mansion, but when they arrived, the house felt different, less like a museum and more like a place where people actually lived. Over the following days, Sterling made changes, not to the house, but to his life. He stepped back from the day-to-day operations of his company, appointing a CEO he trusted, and moving into an advisory role. He restructured his charity, spending less time in boardrooms and more time actually meeting the kids the organization served. He visited Mercy House for the first time in over 20 years and funded a complete renovation, including a workshop where kids could learn to build and create, just like he had. And he spent time with Willa. Real time, not stolen moments between meetings or obligations. They took walks along the cliffs, cooked meals together in the too large kitchen, sat on the floor of Sterling's study, and sorted through boxes of his old things, including the radio from Mercy House. One evening, about 6 weeks after the gala, Sterling and Willa were sitting on the back terrace, watching the sun set over the ocean. The fog was rolling in, turning the world soft and gray. Willa was wearing one of Sterling's sweaters, too large on her frame, and the copper ring glinted in the fading light. "I've been thinking," Sterling said quietly. Willa glanced at him. "About?" Sterling reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. He opened it to reveal a ring, not a diamond, not something expensive or showy. It was platinum, simple and elegant, with a small